Greetings, royal family. I'm back. Thanks for clicking on the video. Love and Hip Hop, the season finale. So finally, this show has come to an end. Let's just get straight into it. So we see Akbar V and Sierra. They're in the salon, and Akbar wants to get her little lace front glued down. And Sierra is talking about her daughter, giving an update, who is now in private school. She took her daughter out of public school because of everything that was going on with her. And Sierra also starts talking about how she misses Shooter and she's considering, getting back with him because they text each other and they talk. And I'm just saying to myself, didn't you leave him for a reason, sis? But okay, you miss your family. You want your family back together. It is what it is. So Akbar, she's talking about Keisha. And Sierra is trying to talk some sense into her, but it seems to be falling on deaf ears. So Sierra's just like, I like Keisha and I like you. I like her music. I like your music. And Akbar's not feeling that. Akbar's like, see, that's why you always in something, because you try to get along with everybody. No, it's called being mature. Excuse me. Sierra tells her, look, I don't have to dislike every person that you don't like. Where is Akbar's music? Has anybody heard Akbar's music? Not that I went searching for it, but does she have like a SoundCloud where she actually has music? And if any of you have heard music from Akbar V, is it any good? Anyway, we move on to see Keisha and her man. So they're discussing Akbar, and apparently Tokyo wants Keisha and Akbar to kind of come together, and they're all getting ready to go to Spice's event. And Keisha is just like, look, I'm going to be on ready because I ain't got time for Akbar V, but if she wants smoke, I'll bring it to her. So we haven't seen Keisha since she walked out of her interview with Jock, but good to see her back. So we arrive at Spice's launch party. So she has a small gathering for her, I think it's wigs, right? And she also has like products like brushes, makeup brushes, hair brushes. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, so she has a small gathering for her little launch party, and the ladies are showing their support. Spice is happy. She says she's working on her album that's going to be produced by Shaggy. So life is good. Life is good. Nice event. She looked beautiful. Atmosphere was cool, nice and quaint. So Akbar and Alexis, they show up. Akbar in her confessional said, one thing I know how to do is support another struggling artist in the music game. And I said, who is she? She can't be referring to Spice. Who's she talking about? Can someone tap Miss Akbar on the shoulder and let her know that Spice is a solidified artist? If you are familiar with dance hall or my island royals, you know what it is. Spice is solidified. Like, she's far from struggling. And she had her success prior to being on Love and Hip Hop. She's smart enough to capitalize off of her fame and also capitalize off of being on the show. Again, I ask, where is Akbar V's music? She might not have meant anything by it, but struggling artists and Spice don't belong in the same sentence. I'm just saying. But then again, Akbar gives me that misery loves company kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, her life is miserable, so she wants company. But Spice is not a struggling artist. Do your Googles, Akbar. Do your Googles. Anyway, so we see Alexis and Kaomi. They're talking, and Kaomi brings up Fetty Wap and says, oh, Fetty told me a lot about you. And let me tell you something. I can't stand a try to be funny person. Like, what was the point of you even bringing up Fetty Wap? Anyway, Carly says that Mo told her a lot of things about Alexis. This is what Carly says. She's another fool. Cardi feels like she doesn't really trust Alexis because she said that she's a liar. Even though they had a conversation, it seemed like they pieced things up. She's not trusting her all the way. Alexis bringing up what happened to her when she was 15. She starts talking about that. And Carly says, oh, Mo told me that he met you when you were 16. What an old fool Carly is, right? So at this point, Alexis, she starts to get emotional. Mimi and Shakana are both disgusted with Carly. I am as well. Here's why Carly made no sense to me, right? She's talking about what Mo told her. Okay, a man that was lying and cheating on her. This is Carly's story in a few episodes ago, right? How Mo did her so wrong and she caught him cheating and he's no good. And so when she started off that sentence with Mo said, she sounded stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mo wasn't honest with her, but somehow you believe him about what he said about Alexis. So that must be the truth. What is the real issue that Carly has with this girl? I don't know. Based on what the streets have been saying, Carly, about Mo lately, I wouldn't trust Mo to babysit my damn houseplant. Okay? And I'm just keeping it real. And another thing that I found disturbing, why would you be saying, oh, Mo told me he met you when she was 16? Isn't Mo significantly older than Alexis? Girl, just some people don't know when to shut the hell up. Anywho, moving along, Carly, she continues with her mess, and she introduces Akbar to Shekinah. Mind you, they already know each other. You understand what I'm saying? They already know each other. And Akbar doesn't like Shekinah for whatever reason. Carly knows this. Shekinah knows this, but she doesn't care. She's at an event. She's behaving herself. You know, she's acting like she has some class. Everybody's on some chill vibes except for Akbar. So they start arguing. You know, Akbar starts talking her trash. And in true Akbar ghetto, hood rat, gutter mentality fashion, she throws a drink at Shekinah. And I'm sitting there looking like, really? So at this point, Shekinah is obviously she's pissed, rightfully so, right? Shekinah ends up being put out. Now, I don't know who put her out. Did Spice ask her to leave or she voluntarily left? Let me know in the comments. So Shekinah, she's outside yelling and she's, you know, pissed off, of course. And at this point, Tokyo and Keisha, they arrive to the party and they see all this chaos. So Spice, she gets on the mic and she makes an announcement. She calls out Akbar. And she says, you know, you told me, we had a conversation about this. You told me that you weren't going to start any trouble, yada, yada. Then Spice ends up performing her song. And as she's performing, Tokyo and Keisha, they walk in. Then there's twerking. There's hair swinging. It's all good, right? The vibe changed a little bit. It's all good. But not for long, y'all. Akbar wasn't done yet, I guess, you know. So Keisha, she heads to the bar. You know, Tokyo is saying hi to the ladies. And Keisha, she comes to where the ladies are sitting. And Tokyo's introducing Keisha to everyone. And Keisha speaks to all the ladies and she ignores Akbar. I think Keisha says something like, we're good. And what did she say? She said, we're good. And she was like pointing in the direction of like Mimi and them or whatever. Alexis, she's standing up. She says to Keisha, well, I don't know you. Then Akbar gets up and charges at Keisha. So as security is trying to separate them, did y'all see how Tokyo's arms was just swinging? Tokyo started fighting too. I know that's right, Tok. You know, this damn Akbar, she's really a joke. You know, she's really, really, really a joke. Spice is pissed off, of course. Spice just had a conversation with you beforehand. You know what I mean? Spice is pissed, and as Akbar is walking up to her, Spice starts swinging on Akbar. And Akbar starts throwing wigs that were on the display as she's being escorted out of the event. And I felt Spice 2,000%. Spice is like, yeah, bad gal, you want to fight? Come fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, since you want to fight everybody, come on then. Spice says she had a conversation with Akbar before her event. She still threw a drink on Shekinah. Then charged at Keisha, who said nothing to her. Keisha ain't say nor do nothing to her. So what is the exact problem? All right. Here we go with the psychoanalysis. Akbar, sis, you are your own worst enemy. You know, she really is. And at what point, like, not even at what point, at this point, I should say, I don't feel sorry for her. And the reason why is because she doesn't really want to do better, in my opinion. I could be totally wrong. I'm basing this off of her character on the show. Okay. So I feel like she wants sympathy all while being coddled as she keeps up the same ghetto trashy behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's childish as hell. You want to be a rapper, sis, you should be auditioning to be a wrestler. The way you charging at people and and you're so proud of yourself. You know what I mean? I just think that she's childish as hell. And then at one point she was yelling, I think it was at Keisha, I swung on you and you didn't do nothing. Like, she's so juvenile, and like no one is bigging you up or giving you any props when you do this. Like, you acting like you're on like the playground at a schoolhouse and everyone's cheering you on. Fight, fight. No, you're amongst grown, accomplished people. Spice put all of her money, her energy, and her effort. Spice said, my fans came to see me and they didn't even get a chance to see me. You know what I mean? She spent her money. VH1 ain't paid for that. She spent her money and put together an actual event, and here you come just tearing up her stuff. You don't care about anybody but yourself. She was talking about like how hard she's trying to work to get custody of her children, right? Because she doesn't have custody of her kids. I think she has 5 kids. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, you think that this impulsive and childish behavior is a good thing for children to see from an adult who's supposed to be their mama? So what you gonna do if one of your children annoy you? Hook off? Disgusting, bro. Like, seriously, it is. It's like no self-control and no respect for anyone. Why didn't Spice ask her to leave? Did she ask Shekinah to leave? Spice should have asked her to leave once she threw that drink at Shekinah. Like, you out of order, sis. Akbar wouldn't have been able to use that sob story on me. You know what I'm saying? Because judging by her like repetitive behavior, she just doesn't seem remorseful at all. She even said it in her confessional. She doesn't feel bad. Even Alexis said Akbar was out of order. You were trying to tell Alexis that she was out of line for showing up at Kurt and Rashida's event and trying to hook off on Carly. Alexis was like, she needs to take her own advice. So Keisha and Tokyo, they outside. Shekinah, she's outside. And Keisha was like, I'm going to be waiting for you outside. So they were trying to they ushered Akbar V out the back. So Keisha and Tokyo, they ended up following Akbar as she was leaving. So, and they jumped on her. You know what I'm saying? They jumped on. They didn't really show it, but we did see an altercation between Keisha and Akbar. And Akbar in her confessional, you could just see her. She looks so stupid. She's so hyped talking about, I'm built for this. I'm built for this. She is a bully. And Tokyo pointed that out. She is a bully. And good luck, Akbar, because you're not bullying people who are scared of you. Tokyo made that very, 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 very clear. I just don't understand what her logic is. And I know she has none. That ghetto mentality, there's no logic in ghetto mentality. We all like to joke around and have a little fun and but Akbar she just represents just a ghetto mentality. And again, I don't feel sorry for her because I feel like even though she was injured and I guess she has a brain injury, I think that she is very aware of what it is that she's doing and she wants to be rewarded for this goofy behavior. You only setting yourself back. Who is going to take you seriously in the music industry? Again, where's your music? There's not one song that I can tell you off the top of my dome like, oh, that's an Akbar song. Not saying that she doesn't have any music, but... And you always talk about, I'm trying to get my kids back. How are you trying to get your children back? There is always an altercation in every scene with you. And we've seen this last season as well. It's me against the world. No, it's you against you. I don't feel sorry for her at all. Anyway, moving along, we see Kurt, Shooter, and Scrappy Doo. They're at Frost Bistro, and they're doing a little bit of cleaning and some sanitizing, Kurt said. And here's a question. Why does Scrappy Doo have that baby out the house in the restaurant, and they're cleaning? Bambi got him trained very well. Anyway, Shooter is telling them about his little love triangle, and Shooter says that he's moving forward. He brings up the fact that Kayomi was at Scrap DeLeon's house and he don't know if he could trust any of them. So as far as he's concerned, the relationship with Scrap, Cheyenne, and Kayomi is pretty much on ice. Who cares? At this point, production comes in and they tell the cast that production is shutting down because of what's going on with the pandemic. So I guess it was that at that point when they started filming their confessionals or their green screen interviews from home. But this was the season finale. Akbar, you're a disgrace. I think that you should try out for wrestling. I don't think that you should try out to be, or not try out, work hard to be a rapper, because I don't know who is, you're a liability. You're a huge liability. Everything on social media is you fighting. Who did she just fought somebody recently and somebody beat her up allegedly? I don't know. I saw people commenting about that. I don't follow her on social media. It's just, Candy, come get your cousin. Come get your cousin, Candy. And it's unfortunate because you really do have a leg up, sort of. You know, you have Candy, who's your cousin, who is well known in Atlanta. She could be considered the queen of Atlanta. And she has financial resources. She has social connections. And look at what you're doing. You're just wasting your opportunity. You could very well be stable and get your children back. But you want people to feel sorry for you that you don't have your children. There's a reason why you don't. And I'm not trying to be mean, but maybe it's better off that hopefully they're in a safe space and they're healthy and happy, but maybe it's better off that they are where they are and not with you, because you are reckless. You're very selfish. Being a selfish parent is not going to be beneficial to your children. Being a selfish person is not going to be beneficial to your children if you're a parent. Like, what do? You out here looking stupid. And Spice was right, trying to knock some sense into you. You're your own worst enemy. So don't be crying, oh, well, you know, I grew up in the streets. I grew up in the streets, and it's a hard life. I grew up in the streets. You know better. You know better. But you just don't want to do better, because for so long you've been rewarded for your ignorant behavior. But as you get older, my dear, and people figure out like, dang, she got how many kids? She needs to get her life together. People are going to start to separate themselves from you. First of all, Akbar is not my cup of tea whatsoever. I definitely would not be hanging around her or going anywhere where she would be. I don't get down like that. I'm a good time gal. I like to have a little bit of fun, you know, a little bit of how you doing? But none of all of that fisticuffs, getting physical. You a lady, for Christ's sake. And you're not even out here fighting for a cause. You a rebel with no cause. You're not fighting because of injustices. You're just immature and impulsive. Anyway, my rant is over. Royal Family, this concludes this review for the season finale of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed the commentary. I, of course, want you to drop down in the comments and share your thoughts respectfully, of course. And if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you join our conversations over here with us, the Royal Family. Make sure you click the notification bell and select all so you don't miss any of my uploads. All right, I'm signing off, and I look forward to reading your respectful comments. Until next time, peace.